Hey, my friends, greetings to you on this beautiful Monday, this day the Lord has given us. What a glorious day. I hope you get a chance to get outside today. Wanted to talk to you, my Timberlake friends, about an update on our Sunday morning worship schedule. We talked about it yesterday at our first annual meeting of Timberlake Church. And I wanted to give you an update here as well, especially for those of you who may have missed the meeting yesterday. We missed you. So, long story short, God has been blessing us. We're growing as a church. And last spring, we tried an experiment and we said, let's add another service. We added a second modern service. And in order to accommodate, we moved the schedule around. And so the schedule has been 8:15, 9:45, and 11:15. The good news is we have grown. We've grown in people numbers. We've grown in faith. Average worship attendance is increasing. The hard news, the difficult part is that the traditional worship has not been growing at the same pace. In fact, the traditional worship attendance has been declining ever so gradually. So first, let me say thank you to everyone who participated with me in this experiment. I love that you're willing to try new things, and we tried it, and it didn't have all the results that we wanted, but you were willing to come and worship and to give your best to God, regardless of what time it was. So well done. So what else is going on here? Not only the time, but certainly other factors in the decline of that traditional service attendance. We are aging as a congregation in that service. We've had illnesses. We've had some people who never really have come back from COVID. So a lot of factors. But the reality is we want to strengthen that service. And I'm committed to that service, and the leaders of your church, the church council, we are committed to the service. And so there's a number of options, a number of things that we could do. And I've got my notes here. We could have a Saturday night service. We could have overflow seating. We could move the modern service into the sanctuary. We could push everything back 15 minutes or 30 minutes. We could swap the 8:15 and the 9:45. Obviously, each of those comes with its own pros and cons. There's no such thing as a perfect solution here. There are only trade-offs. And what I believe would be the best trade-off would be to overlap our services so that we have traditional and modern happening, at least part of the services at the same time, which would allow us to start the traditional service later at 9 o'clock and to keep the modern services where they are so they don't have to start too late, and we can continue to grow in those areas as well. So here's the plan, friends. Starting November 26th, we are going to meet for traditional worship at 9 a.m. and the modern services will continue to meet at 9:45 and 11:15. Now, like we said, trade-offs, right? There's some trade-offs with this as well. Whoever's preaching will need to slip out after the sermon at the traditional service, and then will not typically be available to greet you after the traditional service. But whoever's preaching will be there to greet you before. There will be some sound bleed, surely, from one room to the other, the Family Life Center to the sanctuary, and vice versa. And so we have made some steps to try to mitigate that. We'll continue to address that. Other challenges, parking, children's ministry, AV ministry, staff availability, security, Sunday school. All of these things are things that we are addressing strategically. And if you want to share your input on these things and your thoughts, please feel free to send me an email. We'll put the email right here on the screen, pastorbrad@timberlakechurch.org. Please send me your thoughts. And again, new schedule to begin November 26th. And I look forward to this with you. Let's try it. Let's see what God can do. Let's continue to trust God that the God who has been faithful to us up to now will continue to bless us in the weeks and the months and the years to come. I love you, friends, and I cannot wait to see you for worship on Sunday.